Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, we're going to take a look at making sweet and sour chicken. It's quite easy to prepare and get together with these ingredients. It's basically chicken, a bit of vegetables, and a bit of Asian-inspired spices. It doesn't take very long, and with a bit of my guidance and step-by-step instruction, you'll have it ready in no time. Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, we are going to be making sweet and sour chicken. I would like to say a Chinese style chicken. So for this, we're gonna need about 4 chicken breasts. I have 4 nice sized chicken breasts here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into the cube size we need, and I'll be back to show you how we're going to season that next. So I'm just going to So here we have all of our chicken that's been cut up. So now we're going to proceed with seasoning it. We're going to use some lemon, about a teaspoon of lemon, about a teaspoon of lime, a tablespoon of chicken base seasoning, some green seasoning, I'd say about a tablespoon as well. We're going in with half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of minced ginger, half a teaspoon of minced garlic, and with some toasted sesame seed oil, about a teaspoon. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give these ingredients a mix to incorporate. And then we're going to set it aside for about 20 minutes before we do anything further with it. But we're going to mix in the seasoning. So next we'll be making a batter for the chicken. Before we fry it, we're going to put it in a batter. So we're going to need a few ingredients in order to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with 3 tablespoons of flour. And we're going to go in with half a teaspoon of salt. So that was half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Some chicken base powder, but the powder version, like the chicken base seasoning, we're going to be putting in a teaspoon of that in here. I as well have an egg on the side here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put in a teaspoon of that seasoning as well. And we are going to whisk this chicken base seasoning into the flour. So we are going to be whisking this egg with the chicken base seasoning we just added. We're just going to pour that over top our chicken. So now what we're going to be making is our sweet sauce. So to begin making that sauce, we're going to start with 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, a tablespoon of Hosein Sauce, a tablespoon of ketchup, a tablespoon of Teriyaki Sauce, a tablespoon of Oyster Sauce, a tablespoon of vinegar, a tablespoon of white sugar, about a half a teaspoon in there just to garnish so it looks good. We're going to whisk all these items together. Some dehydrated ginger, so I put in a teaspoon of that, a teaspoon of minced garlic, and then we're going to whisk that in. And then we're going to set it aside till we need it, till the cooking process begins. What we're going to do is we're going to continue to the fresh part of this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut up this red onion. It's a large size one. I have 2 small size onions. If I had a large, I would have used 1. I'm going to be using half of a carrot, not the whole thing, and half of a yellow, green, and red pepper. I have a few stalks of broccoli as well. There's about 5 florets here. In this case of a stir fry, I'm going to use the stalk. So what I do is actually, you'll see I'll put this into little shreddies of sticks, just as what I'm gonna do with the carrots. So when I cut it all up, I'll come back and I'll show you what that should look like. Hey y'all, so I just wanted to come back and show you that I did get the vegetables all ready. I have these carrots and the stalks of the broccoli julienne. I have little chunks of onions, red and white, and the little florets of broccoli. I also have our half a peppers that's been cut and ready to go. So what we're gonna do right now is I have a pot on the stove on a medium-high heat. To that medium-high heat, I have some toasted sesame seed oil. So what we're gonna do is we're going to add 3 tablespoons of this to the pot, and we're gonna allow that to heat up for about a minute before we start adding any vegetables into it. So my oil is super hot, and the first thing I'm going to be adding to this pot is our stalks of broccoli, carrots, and onions. So we're gonna pretty much add this entire plate except for the florets of broccoli. The sweet peppers go in close to the end. So we're gonna just add all these vegetables to our pot, and we're gonna give it a mix to incorporate everything. So in a frying pan, we're gonna just start getting our things ready for our chicken. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil, actually 5 tablespoons of oil to our frying pan. Basically the base of the frying pan should be kind of covered. So yeah. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna allow that to heat on a medium-high heat for about 3 minutes. So while our oil is heating up, we made our way back over to our chicken. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be sprinkling our seasoned flour over top this, and we're gonna give it a nice mix to incorporate. So I like to do half and then rub it in like that with the chicken. Meanwhile, we have our vegetables cooking here. We're gonna let that steam for about 10 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes so far, just enough to tenderize our carrots and the broccoli stem. So it has another 5 minutes to go, and then we're gonna turn this off until we're ready to join it in with our chicken at that point. So my oil's pretty much hot and ready, and I have my chicken pieces right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be adding it to the oil. I'm gonna add it until the base of the pan is filled. There's a chance that we're gonna have to do maybe 2 or 3 times, come back 2 or 3 times. I don't think this pan can hold all the chicken, so we're gonna put as much as we can till the base of this pan is full and allow it to fry. So after about 5 minutes on each side, we're gonna start flipping our chicken over so that all sides can be fried nicely. So after the 10 minutes of frying has passed, we're gonna just be taking our chicken out of this oil. We're gonna just drain off a little bit of the grease. I'm just setting it aside in a regular bowl. And we're gonna repeat this process till all our chicken is fried. And then I'll be back to show you what this should look like, or what's the next step after all the chicken is fried. So yeah, we'll just repeat. Right as we took off our chicken off the burner there, I'm just gonna return the original pot back onto that medium-high heat. We're gonna take it off the fire. It's gonna start doing its thing right away. And what we're gonna do, see how nice and tender these are? It's not overcooked, it's just tender. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put in our peppers and our broccoli. And we're gonna give it a mix to incorporate. What we're gonna do, it's on a medium-high heat. After the vegetables get a bit of smothering like this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it down and allow these florets to steam for about 3 minutes and on a medium-high heat. So then we'll return. I'm gonna put the lid on it and allow it to steam for 3 minutes, and then we'll be back. So it's been 3 minutes and our broccoli has been steaming. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our chicken into this. So what we're gonna do, you can drizzle it before you mix it with our sauce. So now is a good time to turn your stove off, as all these ingredients are already cooked. It's just a matter of dispersing our sauce all over our vegetables and chicken as evenly as we can. So as you can see here, I have our sweet and sour chicken that's served up on a plate here. I have it prepared with some egg noodles on the side, as they're both a great combination to add to any plate. So here we have it, our finished product of our sweet and sour chicken. Enjoy, y'all.